This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Since Governor Evers' Safer at Home order started last month, arrests are down in Janesville while calls for service have stayed the same.
Rock County reporter Adam Duxter spoke with Janesville Police Chief Dave Moore today. Joins us live with what those numbers mean for that department.
Well, Eric and Charlotte, we still are pretty early on in that Safer at Home order. Police say they're trying to study the data that they have to figure out what they can learn from it. It's a Friday night, yet the streets of downtown Janesville are empty. It's something that, even after almost 4 weeks, takes some getting used to. Even for local police.
This COVID-19 condition is so different for all of us. We could speculate, but we really didn't know what to expect.
But now that there's been some time to crunch the numbers, Janesville Police Chief David Moore says his department has found the number of calls to be about the same as before. And while arrests are down, things like calls for family disputes are up.
It's just something we need to continue to track. We are concerned about the stress that it is putting on everybody.
But Moore says one of his biggest concerns currently isn't something that officers are seeing, but rather what they might not be seeing due to the governor's shelter-in-place orders.
Yeah, I think the immediate stress is those issues within the family. I'm also concerned about the maltreatment of children. And the reason I mention that is many times those types of crimes are identified in the schools. And as we know, we don't have the kids in the schools.
Over the next weeks, Moore says his officers will be tracking DUI statistics and domestic violence incidents, in addition to their usual responsibilities. He says while things might not look like they normally do, the department is doing what it can to keep people safe, even in a pandemic. Now, that data that Chief Moore's referencing is going from March 15th to April 7th. And he says if there were to be one silver lining in all of this, it would be the creation of a task force with the Janesville Police Department that's been analyzing trends for some of the calls that have been coming in. And he says that could lead to changes within the department even after the pandemic's over.
Governor Tony Evers says he doesn't know when Wisconsin businesses will be allowed to reopen, but he predicts it won't all happen at once. He adds it may not happen when his current order closing them expires on April 24th. The governor's comments today come as some Republicans criticize his handling of the state's response to the pandemic. State Assembly plans to meet an extraordinary session next week to take up coronavirus relief legislation. They'll be meeting virtually. That'll be starting on Tuesday. Republican leaders have been working on the bill with Governor Evers. Right now, there are no specifics on what it might look like.
Many of you are wondering when you'll see the money from your stimulus check. Well, you could soon be able to track that payment. Amanda Quintana is here with the new information released by the IRS today. Amanda?
Auto payments will start next week, so if you direct deposit your tax refund, you will see that up to $1,200 for individuals and $2,400 for married couples soon. But if you don't file a tax return, it's a little different. The Treasury Department is launching a new website that provides a free option designed for people who don't have a return filing obligation. That includes those with too little income to file. If you're a veteran or get Social Security, the IRS is exploring ways the payments can be made automatically. People in these groups can use the option for non-filers or wait as the IRS continues to review automatic payment options. The IRS says a second tool called Get My Payment will be available to use by next Friday. Officials say this site will provide you with the status of your payment, including the date that it's scheduled to be deposited.
Throughout Wisconsin, data shows the virus is still disproportionately affecting the African-American community. Here's a look at those updated numbers. There are more than 3,000 confirmed cases in the state. It was a bad day for Milwaukee County. They reported more than 20 new deaths today. In Dane County, we are seeing a plateau in cases. There have been 324 confirmed cases and 12 deaths. Public health workers tell us they are cautiously optimistic. Hospitals in Wisconsin are starting to run low on protective equipment. According to the Wisconsin Hospitals Association website, more than half of the state's 133 hospitals reported today that they have less than a 1-week supply of goggles and gowns worn when treating coronavirus patients. More than a third of them are also reporting they have less than a week's worth of face shields and N95 masks.
City of Madison asking for donations of cloth face coverings and other personal protective equipment. The city is hoping to provide face coverings coverings to workers in streets, parks, water utility departments. City leaders are also hoping businesses with the capacity to produce cloth face coverings to consider making them. Donations will be accepted at fire stations number 2 and number 8. The U.S. now has about 500,000 confirmed cases. The virus has already killed more than 18,000 people here in the U.S., more than 100,000 worldwide. The number of cases appears to be leveling off finally in New York State, the hardest hit in the U.S. There are glimmers of hope, but also debate about when and how to begin to reopen the country. Michael George reports.
President Trump says it appears the coronavirus death toll in the U.S. will be lower than projected.
The minimum number was 100,000 lives, and I think we'll be substantially under that number.
The president said the situation was stabilizing in some major cities, including Detroit and New Orleans, which are among hotspots hard hit by the virus.
We have not reached the peak.
Healthcare experts are urging restraint and say some parts of the country must prepare for a surge.
This is not the time to feel that since we have made such important advance in the sense of success of the mitigation, that we need to be pulling back at all.
The president has said he wants to restart the economy sooner rather than later.
I'm going to have to make a decision, and I only hope to God that it's the right decision.
New York City has seen several days with close to 800 deaths. On Hart Island, New York's 150-year-old public cemetery, once-a-week burials have turned into a 5-day operation. Among them, unclaimed victims of coronavirus. New Yorkers who venture out are finding it difficult to follow social distancing guidelines.
I try to wait for the next train because I'm not trying to, contact no virus.
Everybody's very scared. They're trying to keep their distance from each other, but it's impossible.
NASA astronaut Jessica Meir is aboard the International Space Station.
We can tell you that the Earth still looks just as stunning as always from up here, so it's difficult to believe all the changes that have taken place.
Meir says seeing the pandemic unfold from 220 miles above the planet is surreal. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The National Rifle Association has filed another lawsuit, this time against the state of New Mexico. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham closed gun stores and ranges along with other businesses determined to be non-essential to help control the spread of COVID-19. The NRA says the forced closure of firearms businesses is a violation of the Second Amendment. Guns rights advocates argue the governor is freeing criminals while taking away New Mexicans' rights to self-defense. The NRA is already suing New York and California for the same reason. A new lawsuit in Wisconsin is asking the state Supreme Court to release elderly and vulnerable inmates from the state prisons who would be at greatest risk from the virus. The lawsuit filed by the American Civil Liberties Union of Wisconsin says the release is necessary to avoid inmates from flooding hospitals. The action mirrors similar moves in states across the country by the ACLU and others.
Miller Lite wants you to tip your bartenders even when you can't go to the bar. The beer company getting things started with a $1 million donation. Today, it tweeted support for the virtual tip jar movement. It's an effort to bolster the bartender emergency assistance program during the outbreak. Madison College doing something good for the Dane County Regional Airport and local rental car companies as they struggle with fewer customers. Since the companies aren't seeing as much business, they need somewhere to put surplus rental vehicles. So the college offered up one of its parking lots free of charge. Dr. Mark Thomas, the college's VP of Administrative Services, says both the college and airport use taxpayer dollars, so coming up with these simple solutions helps everyone.
This just gives taxpayers sort of that additional little savings where the airport doesn't have to pay someone to do this. So, that kind of collaboration, I think, is good for folks when public entities coordinate together.
Dr. Thomas says the lot and other parts of the Madison College campus are actually on airport property, so offering that space was a no-brainer. He says there's no time frame for how long that lot can be used.
With the safer-at-home orders still in place, some people need to get creative for special occasions, and that was the case today in DeForest for a little boy's birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy!
Thank you.
Bowen turned 7 today. The DeForest Police and Fire Departments say they were contacted to help put on a little surprise for him. Several squad cars and a fire truck drove past his house and wished him a happy birthday. And an officer got out to give him a present, and that included some toys, books, and a coupon for a free tour of a police car. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Charlotte. It was a nice day today across southern Wisconsin. A little chilly, but still we had some sunshine. The time lapse from the WISC TV Skycam shows clear skies for much of the morning. Then some clouds popped up this afternoon, but still we had plenty of sunshine. Those clouds started to thin out towards sunset. High temperatures topped out right around 50. Here in Madison, we weren't quite that warm. We had 49, but it was 50 in Mineral Point and Platteville, 52 in Boscoville, 48 in Janesville. Current temperatures range from the mid to upper 30s near Lake Michigan and farther north of Madison, whereas from Madison on toward the south and west, temperatures are still in the 40s. Now, rain is on the way for late tomorrow into tomorrow night and Easter Sunday, perhaps an inch or more of rain over southern Wisconsin, and snow Sunday night into Monday morning could accumulate 1 to 3 inches, mainly north and west of Madison before that ends on Monday morning. For tomorrow, look for skies to turn cloudy. We'll see some showers develop, especially south of Madison late in the afternoon, the high at 58. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes some very chilly weather once the snow's gone Monday morning.
Gary, thanks. Governor Evers is allowing churches to offer drive-up only services on Easter Sunday and today as well for Good Friday. Last week, Republican lawmakers asked him to roll back the safer-at-home order that prohibits more than 10 people from gathering for a church service, but the governor denied that request for public health and safety reasons. Rome's ancient Colosseum stood quiet and alone today. Normally, tens of thousands of people would attend Good Friday celebrations with Pope Francis around the Roman amphitheater. This year, streets around the Colosseum were empty. Not even Pope Francis showed up for the religious ceremony. More than 18,000 people have died of coronavirus in Italy, the highest death toll in the world.
A programming note to pass along. Since Wisconsinites are asked to stay home this weekend, News 3 Now will be bringing Easter Mass to you on Sunday. The special service will air at 10:30 Sunday morning. The Mass will be celebrated by Bishop Donald Hying, the Bishop of the Diocese of Madison. Still to come on News 3 Now at 10, a body is pulled this afternoon from Lake Winona. Find out what police know so far.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it. And it's our job to protect it.
Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Your business is your pride and joy. You raised it with hard work, from nothing but a dream. And since you care so much, naturally you want to protect it from harm. That's where we come in. Because a great insurance policy is not a necessary evil. It's the best way to keep your business happy, healthy, and profitable. And that is the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. Keep a neighbor in crisis safely in their home during these difficult times by supporting and donating to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
Right now, staying in touch is more important than ever. So to help you stay connected during this unprecedented time, U.S. Cellular is waiving data overage charges. Now through May, no matter what plan you're on, you'll have the smartphone data you need and not be charged for any overages. That way, you can work from home, check the latest headlines, and stay in touch with family and friends without worrying about your bill. So even if you have to be apart, you can stay in touch. U.S. Cellular.
Hi, folks. Millions of people around the world are celebrating Passover or Easter this weekend. We take a look at how those holidays are changing because of COVID-19.
And how they could be affected by rain and snow, too. Join us Saturday at 5 and 8.
Police say there are no signs of foul play after a body was pulled from Lake Monona. Madison police say the body of an adult male was pulled from the lake this afternoon. Officers say a passerby reported seeing a body in the water near Monona Terrace. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office will release the cause of death at a later time. Public health officials say there's been a spike in overdoses in the past few weeks.
But Safe Communities recovery coaches say they've also seen a spike in the number of people reaching out for help. The hotline was launched about a week ago. Recovery coaches say they've received more calls every day. When they pick up the phone, they say it's their job to show compassion, understanding, and help the people on the other end not become another public health statistics.
I certainly try and convey the fact that there is always hope. There's hope for everybody to reach recovery, whatever that recovery looks like for them. And when I get off the phone, I definitely say a little prayer for every person that I've talked to, that I've been able to convey that sense of hope to them, because there is hope for everyone.
That hotline is available 24/7. The number there at the bottom of your screen. Apple and Google are teaming up to fight coronavirus by tracking it with smartphone technology. Starting next month, the makers of the iOS and Android mobile operating systems will release software. It'll allow health officials to gather detailed data on the whereabouts of cell phone users, and that data will be collected through apps built by health authorities and gathered from users who voluntarily download the apps and participate in the program.
A dire warning from the U.S. Postal Service. It says it will run out of money by September if Congress doesn't step in to help. The Postal Service isn't getting money from Congress's $2.2 trillion relief package. Postmaster General Megan Brennan spoke with lawmakers yesterday. She's asking for $75 billion to keep the service afloat. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee are relaying her call for help, while Republicans, including President Trump, have signaled a reluctance to bail it out. Air quality in the Northeast has made a dramatic improvement in recent weeks. Satellite data from NASA shows a 30% drop in air pollution over the major northeastern cities. Other parts of the world have seen similar reductions. The air quality improvement coincides with lockdowns and shelter-in-place orders, which means fewer cars are on the roads, thus cutting down on emissions.
All right, a holiday weekend is here. A little unusual circumstances. Doesn't seem like the weather's going to be real cooperative, Gary, for Easter egg hunts, even in social distancing situations.
Yeah, unfortunately, Easter Sunday is going to be a wet day. Tomorrow, not too bad for much of the day with temperatures in the upper 50s, but then showers will move in late in the day. Time lapse from the Quebe Radio Skycam in Platteville shows clear skies this morning, then a few clouds popping up this afternoon, just some mid and high level clouds as we headed toward sunset, but things are pretty quiet out there as we check out the view from the three things you need to know here. Look for a mild day tomorrow with some showers late in the afternoon, high temperatures in the upper 50s, but rain is likely Saturday night and Easter Sunday, and there could be some locally heavy amounts there that could cause some problems with localized flooding. And then that changes to snow Sunday night into early Monday morning before it tapers to flurries, and we could be looking at about a 1 to 3 inch snowfall, mainly north and west of Madison. High temperatures today were into the 70s through Nebraska, eastern Colorado, and western Kansas there. You can see that that mild air is part of the storm that will be coming together, because the main part of the storm is still sitting back here in Southern California. It's going to follow a path that will tap into some of that warm air and also pull in moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. That storm will track right over southern Wisconsin. It's actually a good thing that it'll be tracking where it does, because to our north and west, there'll be heavy snow. To the south and east, there'll be a major severe weather outbreak on Easter Sunday. Already, the Storm Prediction Center has a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms from Louisiana all the way into the western portions of Alabama, where some long-tracked strong tornadoes are a possibility, with severe weather threats extending north of the Ohio River. Then on future track, you can see the clouds here. We're going to see just mainly rain, especially through tomorrow night. But on Sunday, notice how close the snow comes, just to our north and west. We'll see mainly rain, but we'll start to see a change over to snow late Sunday night before it ends on Monday morning, and then the whole system pulls off to the north and east. As far as rainfall amounts, probably somewhere around an inch, maybe a little bit more in some spots over southern Wisconsin, but snow could pile up from 6 to 12 inches from southern Minnesota through central Wisconsin, maybe close to 2 feet over parts of the western UP of Michigan. And winter storm watches are in effect from northwestern Iowa through southeastern Minnesota up into Eau Claire and Wausau, Rhinelander up into the western portion of the UP of Michigan. So again, being where we're at is actually a good spot. We'll see a cold rain, but it could be worse. Could either be heavy snow or severe weather. For tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies. It'll be milder. Chance for a few showers late in the day. High temperature topping out at 58 degrees. Rainfall amounts, computer models keep fluctuating up and down a little bit, but generally around an inch over southern Wisconsin from tomorrow night through Easter Sunday, and then late Easter Sunday night into early Monday morning, a change over to snow with the potential for about 1 to 3 inches north and west of Madison. But once you get northwest of our viewing area, those amounts will go up pretty quickly up toward La Crosse and Eau Claire. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, alert days are in the forecast for both Sunday and Monday for the rain, and then for the change over to snow. Temperatures are going to stay unusually cold for the rest of the work week next week, and then perhaps back into the 50s as we head toward next weekend. So at this point, at least a little bit of hope on the horizon. But it's a long ways down the road.
Yeah, just got to get through like all the way through the mid part of next week, and then we're going to turn the corner a little bit.
Yeah, that 38-degree high temperature on Monday is about 20 degrees below normal, so that's pretty significant.
We get a few of those this time of the year, Gary. Right. Thank you very much. Still to come, how the UW women's cross-country team is really keeping each other's spirits up without training together. Zach will join us next, and he will have sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. As part of your community, we're here to help you during these challenging times.
Keeping your Toyota safe and reliable is important, especially right now. Many of our service centers are open. Schedule service online and drop off and pick up your vehicle with no contact. Need to replace your old vehicle? Most Toyota dealers offer online shopping and will defer your first payment for 90 days.
We're here for you. Contact your local Toyota dealer to see how they can help. Toyota.
The law offices of Gingras, Thompson, and Wachs are here to support our community through this challenging time. We thank everyone bringing invaluable services to our neighbors. The Gingras, Thompson, and Wachs team remains available to assist in any way.
We've got the power. It's deer season at the Power Centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
It's dinner time in America, and the breadwinner arrives home from a long day at work. Now the family can sit down at the table, where everyone knows to be mindful of their manners.
Dinner time has changed. Our quality hasn't. Reynolds Wrap, foil made in the USA since 1947.
Hercules. I have been expecting you.
Aha! And I brought you a gift, so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh!
How nice.
Of you.
But also...
rather.
Stupid.
Mine.
Mine.
No, mine.
No, mine.
Mine.
Mine. Red Bull gives you wings.
Help is what we've always given. So thank you to our helpers at BMO and beyond. Thank you to the healers, the fighters, the all-nighters, the cleaners, the movers, the 18-wheelers. Thank you to the farmers, the grocers, the above and beyonders. Thank you to all the frontliners for keeping our lives moving when the world needs to stop.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com.
Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2020 Ford models.
biggest events in the summer is now postponed. The AmFam Insurance Championship won't tee off May 30th because UW facilities, which includes the University of Ridge, the host of the golf tournament, are closed through June. Tournament host Steve Stricker told ESPN Wisconsin, quote, "We want to make sure we are doing the right thing, but we also want to put on this event to help the community." A new start date is expected to be released next week. Physically, the UW women's cross country team can't train together for this fall's upcoming season. But as Melissa Kim found out, this group of Badgers are not only staying in shape, they're staying positive together.
Let's face it, right now, it's kind of hard to be motivated to do, well, anything, let alone running, even when you're a cross-country runner.
Finding creative ways just to kind of keep yourself entertained, but also spend time with people too.
Amherst native Alyssa Nigaman and her Badger teammates are definitely doing that.
Just having running as a sense of peace, that's still adds structure to your day when everything else is just chaotic and unknown.
All while staying connected through social media all over the world.
In California, in Upper Arlington, Ohio, in Elizabeth, Illinois, at my farm, in Australia.
Alyssa wanted to keep those positive vibes going, so she asked her teammates to send a clip of something they're grateful for during this quarantine time.
I'm really grateful that I'm able to start running again pain-free. I'm just getting over a stress fracture. And we are thankful for our quarantine buddies. I'm so thankful for all of you in my life.
It honestly made my whole week.
And it is sad to not be running at Camp Randall or hanging out at the terrace, but
we all know we're all healthy and safe, and that's the thing I think that we're all most grateful for.
In Madison,
stay motivated.
Melissa Kim, News 3 Now Sports.
Former Badger women's hockey star Megan Duggan has done it all on the ice, winning multiple national championships and Olympic gold medals. But for now, she's traded in her skates to substitute teach. Duggan is helping out her old elementary school, stepping in for her former gym teacher who's battling COVID-19. She said she's happy to help, and of course, she sent a video of her doing the exercises to her class.
Just like all of you, I went to Thorpe School, and really excited to just check in with you guys today and see how you're doing at home. I wanted to send along a couple exercises maybe that you can do to keep yourself a little bit active.
Today is National Siblings Day, and in honor of that, here's a giant collage of me and my sister. I'm such a good older brother. Speaking of older brothers, J.J. Watt had a little fun at his younger brother's expense. J.J. posted this video of T.J. busting a move on Twitter for the world to see. Wisconsin's first family is celebrating National Siblings Day, too. We're back after this.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com.
Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2020 Ford models.
Americans have been cutting the lawn for hundreds of years, but with TurfBot, the future of mowing is now. Our quiet, all-electric robotic mowers work around the clock to keep your lawn trimmed 24/7. That means less time spent mowing and more time spent enjoying. Equipped with LED headlights, auto-stop sensors, and anti-theft GPS devices, our mowers run safely with no supervision. Come home to a freshly mowed lawn every day for as little as $30 a week. Call today and get free installation when you sign up. TurfBot, on the cutting edge.
At Sprint, our priority is keeping our customers, employees, and communities safe. During these uncertain times, we want you to get great service without leaving the safety of your home. Shop at Sprint.com for free next-day shipping and no activation fees on our best new phone deals, like the Samsung Galaxy S25G for just $0 a month. Plus, you'll also get a $100 prepaid MasterCard when you switch online. Stay healthy and visit Sprint.com to get the services you need.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
No one asked for this to happen. But this is our time, when our hearts, our humanity, and our communities rise. This moment will challenge us. It will define us. It's why we are here. But this moment is not bigger than us. And we will show up every day for you. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Spring is coming, and thunder is in the forecast. It's time to hit the woods, to call him in, and turn full strut into a filled tag. So before you hit the woods, gear up for the opener. Find your camo, your calls, and all your essentials at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
Who can and can't get tested for COVID-19 right now? Monday at 10. For the latest coronavirus reports and breaking news, watch News 3 now and go to Channel 3000 to sign up for our daily email newsletter. Get the facts and tips to keep your family safe. News 3 Now, your local coronavirus headquarters.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti rejoins us. He has a final look at our weekend forecast.
Well, temperatures are pretty pleasant out there, at least for this time of year. Lower 40s for Madison, and then to the north and east, temperatures in the upper 30s. These temperatures may actually be warm for high temperatures as we head into the early part of next week. Look for rain for tomorrow, late tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow night and Easter Sunday, around an inch. Some areas may pick up a little bit more than that, but then that will change over to snow later tomorrow or later Sunday night into early Monday morning. A quick changeover with maybe 1 to 3 inches north and west of Madison. Farther up into central Wisconsin, there could be half a foot to a foot of snow where winter storm watches have been issued north of La Crosse over toward Eau Claire. For tomorrow, look for a high of 58 degrees, but showers will be developing, especially south of Madison, late in the afternoon. And then that 7 to 10 day forecast, alert days for the rain Sunday and for the snow Sunday night into Monday morning. Windy and colder on Monday. The high end Monday only at 38 degrees. Temperature staying chilly next week.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. We hope you have a wonderful, safe Easter weekend. Take care.